I got my first tarot deck when I was about 11 years old, I guess. I had no idea what I was buying. I had a vague notion of being able to tell the future with these cards. I knew that I was buying something that was a little bit taboo, and I bought along with it a book that would help me to read the cards, help me to understand what I was seeing. The deck itself was a Tarot de Marseille, so nowhere near as elaborately symbolic as the Rider-Waite. And so I had to entirely rely on this book. It occurred to me that I was going to have to learn each page by heart if I was going to perform readings for other people. Well, that was a very long time ago, and since then I've learnt about the Tree of Life, which makes things so much easier for reading. And I wanted to share with you the method that I use today. So this is not going to be a video about spreads, but rather a video to help you to interpret each card in accordance with the Tree of Life. If you've seen my other videos in the series, I've linked them down below. You'll already be aware of how closely the tarot maps to the Tree of Life. There are 4 suits that map to the 4 worlds on which the Tree of Life exists. There are 10 pips in each suit. And there are 22 major arcana cards which map to the 22 paths, from 0 being the first path, all the way to 21 being the 22nd path. Some of you who've been paying close attention will notice that that's because the tarot maps to the Hermetic Tree of Life. And those of you who've been paying even closer attention will notice that the Emperor, path number 4, has been swapped with the Star, number 17. The reasons for that are explained very, very clearly in this book, Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot, but I assure you not only Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot, by Milo Duquette. This is the introduction to tarot that I wish that I'd bought instead of that silly book that I bought when I was 11 years old. The amazing thing is that if I had bought this when I was 11 years old, I would probably have understood it, because Milo Duquette's writing is so considerate and clear to understand for the non-expert. You may remember from my previous video that every aspect of the Tree of Life is fractal. Every aspect of it contains every other aspect of it. Every sephira contains every other sephira. Every sephira also contains every other world. Also, every world contains its own Tree of Life, and every world contains its own set of 4 worlds. Now, if that's confusing to you, I do recommend going to check out the 3rd video in the series on the Tree of Life, linked down below. But it's important for what I'm going to talk about next, because these cards can be thought of as relationships between aspects of the Tree of Life. Let me illustrate. We have the 4 worlds. The world of earth, the world of air, the world of water, and the world of fire, being Asiya, Yetzirah, Bria, and Atzilut. Here we have the trumps. The trumps represent the 22 different paths, going from 0, being the first one, all the way to 21, being the 22nd path. And what is a path? A path is a relationship between one sephira and another. Path number 21 is the relationship between Yesod and Malkut. And so we have the Kether of Asiya, we have the Hokmah of Asiya, we have the Bina of Asiya, the Chesed of Asiya, here we have the Geburah of Asiya, the Tipperet of Asiya, the Netzach of Asiya, the Hod of Asiya, the Yesod of Asiya, and finally the Malkut of Asiya, the earthiest of earth cards. 10 being Malkut, the earthiest of the Sephirot, and Pentacles being earth, the actual earth sign. The same applies then with the realm of air, swords, Yetzirah. So we have the Kether of Yetzirah, and so on and so forth. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And so on and so forth. But I hear you say, what with the court cards? Well, the court cards are relationships between worlds, simply. So the page is earth, the knight is air, the queen is water, and the king is fire. So in the page of pentacles, we have the earth of earth, very, very similar to the 10 of pentacles. Then we have the air of earth. Then we have the water of earth. And then we have the fire of earth. The Asiya in Asiya, the Yetzirah in Asiya, the Bria in Asiya, and the Atzilut in Asiya. All right, let's move all of that to one side. Next, let's pay attention to the major arcana. The Fool is the path that goes from Kether to Chokmah. It represents the relationship between Kether and Chokmah. It represents the attributes that are necessary for one and the other to interact. So when you pick a card at random, let's do this. Here we go. Let's go with the 2 of batons. Batons is fire, and the number 2 is Chokmah. So you can think about the relationship that exists between Chokmah, which is potential, it's the spark, it's the origins of things, and the batons, which are also fire. Fire is also something to do with spark. And so when there's this much in common with the two items that are being compared, it usually tends to be quite a positive card. I say usually because when two unrestrained forces get together, they can actually cause quite a lot of mischief. In this case, it's a very positive combination. And we're looking at potential, making plans for the future. The man is holding the entire world between his hands, and he's looking out into the distant future, working out what he's going to be doing next. So that's it, guys. That's my introduction to Tarot on the Tree of Life. I hope you can get something out of it. I strongly, strongly recommend reading this book, as I was saying earlier on. I don't have many books, both in physical copies and on Kindle, but I don't ever want to be without it. And so I have both versions, which should really give you an idea of how much I value the contents. Thanks ever so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And see you very soon. Take care.